This is a day that the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Hey everyone, how are you? Buckle up and get ready for a fantastic road trip as we journey from the beautiful town of Ocho Rios on Jamaica's north coast all the way to Kingston, our vibrant capital city. But today, we're taking a scenic and historical route through Linstead St. Catherine. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride as we explore sights, stories, and the spirit of this amazing island of Jamaica. Ocho Rios, or Ochi as we love to call it, is one of Jamaica's most famous tourist destinations. It's home to breathtaking beaches, the world-renowned waterfalls, Dunn's River Falls, and luxury resorts. It's where relaxation meets adventure. Driving through Fern Gully, as we leave Ocho Rios, we're passing through the famous Fern Gully. It's a stunning tunnel-like road surrounded by lush rainforest. Did you know that this was once a riverbed? Yes, it was. Now, it's a nature lover's paradise with over 500 species of ferns. From here, we continue all the way through Walker's Wood, heading towards Kingston. Welcome to Linstead St. Catherine. This lively town is best known for its Linstead Market, one of Jamaica's oldest and most famous fresh produce markets. If you have ever heard the folk song, "Carry me a Kiga Linstead Market," this is the place that they were speaking about. Farmers and vendors from all around bring fresh fruits, vegetables, and grown provisions here. Everything from sweet pineapples to spicy Scotch bonnet peppers can be purchased in the Linstead Market. Akis can also be purchased in the Linstead Market. Linstead has long been a commercial hub dating back to the colonial days. You'll still find remnants of old Georgian-style buildings mixed with modern developments. It's a town that connects rural and urban life with small businesses, supermarkets, and bustling streets full of energy. If you are in a rush to Kingston, the Linstead Bypass is the way to go. It's part of Highway 2000, Jamaica's modern toll highway, cutting down travel time significantly. But for today, we are sticking to the traditional route to soak in all of the history and local culture. Now we're on our way to Spanish Town, the former capital of Jamaica. It's home to some of the island's most important historical landmarks, like the Old King's House, the Cathedral of San Diego de la Vega, and the iconic Spanish Town Square, which still has a distinctly colonial feel. Spanish Town, the capital of St. Catherine, is one of Jamaica's most historically significant cities. Established in 1534 by the Spanish as Villa de la Vega, later Santiago de la Vega, it became Jamaica's second capital after Sevilla la Nueva, or New Seville in St. Anne. Spanish Town remained the capital until 1872 when Kingston took over the role. Today, remnants of its colonial past, along with its bustling commercial and residential areas, make it an intriguing blend of history and modernity. Remind me to tell you about Port Royal in another video. If I have the opportunity, I'll also take you there via this channel. Let's talk a little bit about the colonial architecture and historical landmarks in Spanish Town. Spanish Town is home to some of Jamaica's oldest and most remarkable colonial structures. The town square, once the seat of government during British rule, still features impressive Georgian-style buildings, reflecting an era when Spanish Town was the administrative and social center of the island. Among these structures are the Old King's House, Government House, once a residence of Jamaica's governors. This grand building was largely destroyed by fire in 1925, but some ruins remain as a reminder of its former glory. The Rodney Memorial is a striking statue dedicated to Admiral Lord Rodney, a British naval hero. It stands prominently in the square. The courthouse and former assembly house. This structure, which housed the Jamaican Assembly, before Kingston became the capital, still exhibits strong Georgian architectural elements. St. Diego de la Vega Cathedral, originally a Spanish church, this is the oldest Anglican cathedral in the Caribbean and a key landmark of the town. Though many buildings have suffered from neglect, they still provide insights into Spanish Town's grandeur during both the Spanish and British colonial period. Spanish Town has played a vital role in Jamaica's health and education sectors. The Spanish Town Hospital, one of the oldest medical institutions in the Caribbean, continues to serve residents from St. Catherine and beyond. The town is also home to key educational institutions including the Osemati Technical High School, named after the Cuban national hero. This school was a gift from the Cuban government and is known for its strong technical and vocational training programs. Then there is the St. Diego High School, one of Jamaica's most prestigious high schools. It has a long history of academic excellence and cultural achievements. Another notable institution is the Jamaica Police Academy at Twickenham Park, where officers of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, receive training before serving across the island. When we speak of JCF, we're talking about our police force. Spanish Town is a major commercial hub in Jamaica, with bustling marketplaces and corporate headquarters. Several large businesses and industrial operations are located here. The Jamaica Biscuit Company, a long-standing manufacturer of popular local biscuits and baked goods. Red Stripe Distribution Center is along the path between Spanish Town and Kingston, handling the supply and distribution of one of Jamaica's most famous beer brands. Spanish Town Shopping Center and Market. These serve as major commercial spaces for small businesses and traders selling a variety of goods. Spanish Town's central location and proximity to Kingston makes it an attractive spot for commerce, particularly along Spanish Town Road bypass and the areas near the town's main road. Connectivity, major highways and transportation. Let's talk a little bit about that. Spanish Town serves as a gateway to Kingston, with several key routes connecting it to the capital and other parts of the island. One of the busiest highways in Jamaica is the Mandela Highway, linking Spanish Town to Kingston and facilitating trade, business, and daily commuting. Then there is the Sligoville Road, a scenic alternative route that leads through Jamaica's first free village, Sligoville, and provides access to Spanish Town. You may recall that I did a video going through Sligoville some months ago. Then there is the Highway 2000 or Edward Seaga Highway. This is a modern toll highway that connects Spanish Town to other major towns like Maypen and Mandeville, improving travel efficiency. Despite the challenges of urban development and conservation, Spanish Town remains a place of great historical importance and economic activity. The blend of colonial era architecture, significant institutions, and thriving businesses make it a dynamic city that bridges Jamaica's past and present. As efforts continue to restore and preserve its historic sites, Spanish Town stands as a testament to Jamaica's resilience and rich cultural heritage. Whether you're exploring its ancient ruins, engaging in commerce, or passing through on the way to Kingston as we're doing today, this former capital remains a city of enduring significance. And just like that, we are on our way into Spanish Town, going across the Flat Bridge. The Flat Bridge itself has a long, rich history. I'll tell you more about that. St. Catherine has so much to share in terms of history. Spanish Town is the capital of St. Catherine. So St. Catherine is one of the 14 parishes of Jamaica. St. Catherine is one of Jamaica's most populous parishes, meaning many people live there, with approximately 600,000 residents. It is a dynamic mix of rural and urban communities, making it a key hub for both economic and cultural activities. A number of housing developments have taken place in St. Catherine recently, and some are still being constructed as I speak. St. Catherine boasts a diverse economy driven by agriculture, manufacturing, retail, and services. The parish is home to major industrial facilities such as those in Spanish Town, and the Portmore area contributes significantly through retail and commerce. The government of Jamaica is now considering and well on its way to making Portmore the 15th parish in Jamaica. There are some conflicts relating to that, but I can share that in another video. Agriculture, including sugarcane, bananas, and livestock farming, are done in St. Catherine. The parish also benefits from proximity to Kingston for economic spillover effects, meaning that there are persons who will do business in St. Catherine and they perhaps reside in Kingston or vice versa. It is also quite easy to commute between Kingston and St. Catherine when it's not peak hours. During the peak hours, it's difficult. You could be in traffic for hours, but outside of peak hours, it's pretty easy to travel between Kingston and St. Catherine. Let's talk about some of the monuments in St. Catherine. You have Emancipation Square. This is a significant site in Spanish Town featuring the old King's House, the Assembly House, and Rodney Memorial. Spanish Town, initially called, as I mentioned earlier on, for those who are just joining at this point, Villa de la Vega. This was established by the Spanish in 1534. It was a seat of power during Spanish and early British colonization of Jamaica. Yes, we were once a colony, first of Spain and then of Britain. The parish history reflects a blend of African, European, and Caribbean influences that define Jamaica's heritage. You have the Cathedral of St. Diego de la Vega, the oldest Anglican church in the Caribbean, dating back to the 17th century. Then we have Flat Bridge, which is also in St. Catherine. This is a centuries-old bridge across the Rio Cobre River, significant for its history and engineering. There are a lot of folk tales also that are linked to the Flat Bridge. Employment in St. Catherine spans agriculture, manufacturing, retail, construction, and tourism. The growing Portmore area also offers jobs in education, the BPO sector, healthcare, and IT. We are now in Spanish Town, Jamaica. You may recall from history that the first capital of Jamaica was at Sevilla de la Nueva, or New Seville, in St. Anne, Jamaica. It was then moved to Spanish Town. Eventually it was moved to Kingston, Jamaica. So there's a lot of history around the Spanish Town, and the first Registrar General Department was in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. I can vividly recall as a young person when I wanted to have my passport processed, I had to wake up very, very early in the morning to leave St. Anne by 5 a.m. in order to get to the Registrar General in Spanish Town, a beautiful brick building made of sort of Georgian architecture. Had to get there on time because people would be coming from all over the 14 parishes to get their birth certificates. So you had to wait in line. It was quite a difficult process. Now you can actually make those applications online. We've come a very long way in Jamaica. We've just passed Angels Plaza in Spanish Town. That is a plaza where you can stop to refresh yourself. There is a KFC restaurant. There are other restaurants there. The Knutsford Express also has an office there. So if you are traveling by yourself, you can actually travel by coach from Spanish Town into Ocho Rios and all across the island of Jamaica via Knutsford Express. If you have packages also that you want to send, you can do so via Knutsford Express. There is a gas station at the Angels Plaza as well. In fact, there are more than one gas stations in that vicinity. So if you are driving, let's say you traveled to Jamaica and you decided that you were going to be renting a car, then you could actually get fuel along the way very close to or at the Angels Plaza before you hit the highway. Once you leave the Angels Plaza, you have two options. You can take a right turn and go on to the Edward Seaga Highway heading to Ocho Rios if you're heading to Ocho Rios, or you can head straight back through Linstead via Flatbridge. So as we pass through this area, you can see some of the more modern structures in Spanish Town. We are heading towards the center of the town, or the Spanish Town Square, where you will see the old Georgian buildings that we mentioned. It is my prayer that the government will see how valuable the historical structures are and renovate them, hopefully in their original format, so that persons who are interested in history and culture can come and learn about Spanish Town and the rich history of Jamaica, and how the history of Jamaica is connected to this very important part of Jamaica, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Still traveling through Spanish Town, we are on Brunswick Street. We just passed Young Street in Spanish Town, Jamaica. Very old town, lot of history behind this town, and you notice that we still have some of the brick walls from the Georgian buildings that were constructed during the time of the British. Traffic is a little bit slow this morning, but that's all right, because it's moving faster than the normal period when all schools are in session and the traffic is bumper to bumper. Not bad at all this morning. You'll realize that some of these houses are literally on the side of the road. This reminds me of Curacao. When you go to Curacao, the houses are similar. This is a shop on the side of the road as well, and we are going to be passing one of the historical buildings in Spanish Town, Jamaica. Many persons who would have applied for their birth certificates in the 1960s, 1970s, and 1980s would be familiar with this building that we are coming up to. This general area carries a lot of history. The Jamaica archives are here. The Registrar General was here in the very, very early years, in the 60s, 70s, and early 80s. This is the Jamaica Archives, where you can get a lot of historical information and data about governance and the economy in Jamaica. Notice that these buildings are also made of brick. We are now going on to White Church Street in Spanish Town. And this general area is earmarked as a heritage site by the Jamaica Heritage Trust. This was the heart of activities for governance in Spanish Town. A lot of history right here. Take a very good look at that building. As a child, we used to come on school trips to this area as well, and there used to be a museum nearby with a lot of artifacts that told us a lot about our history. There is one thing that Jamaica is quite popular for, is for constructing sturdy buildings. These buildings are hundreds of years old, and even this very old building on the side of the road, made partly of concrete and partly of board, is still standing. Again, you will realize from the construction of the building and the location of the buildings, they made full use of every inch of space that was available. So this building is literally on the soft shoulder. Now, planning regulations will indicate that persons who are now building have to build a number of feet away from the roadway so that pedestrians can have safe passage along the roadways. That's Wellington Street, still in Spanish Town, Jamaica. You're heading to Kingston, of course, you would take an immediate left turn, and we are heading in the direction of the Spanish Town Hospital. Once you get to the Spanish Town Hospital, you make another sharp left and you continue straight ahead on your way into Kingston, Jamaica. The Anglican Cathedral, the cathedral that I told you about earlier, it is to our right. Take a quick look at it. This is the Salvation Army. Their location in Spanish Town. Another very important organization that caters to the needs of the poor and the destitute people in the community. Every year you will see them by supermarkets, in plazas and different establishments with their kettle, collecting funds to take care of the poor, destitute and the needy. So if you ever see those persons with those kettles representing the Salvation Army, remember to make your contribution, however small it may be. They are also willing to take used items that are in good condition. So if you have clothing, appliances, furniture that is in very good condition, make contact with the Salvation Army and they would be happy to take those items from you and pass them on to other persons who are desperately in need of them. You might have heard of the Spanish Town Prison Oval. That's a part of the fence right there. Some of our reggae musicians have sung about the Spanish Town Prison Oval. I think one song about the Spanish Town Prison Oval rock. This is the perimeter wall of that area, the Spanish Town Prison Oval. Now we're heading towards the Spanish Town Hospital. Just giving you a quick view of some of the buildings, the residential buildings and the commercial buildings in Spanish Town. We are finding that, contrary to some building regulations or planning regulations, we are finding more and more communities now are having combinations of residential and commercial buildings being located in the same space. Straight ahead of me is the Spanish Town Hospital. A very, very, very important entity for the Spanish Town St. Catherine and even metropolitan area, because there are persons from time to time who may find themselves having difficulty accessing medical services in Kingston, and they may come to the Spanish Town Hospital and be able to access the services a little bit faster than perhaps at the KPH that is normally quite busy, or the University Hospital of the West Indies. Of course, there are other medical facilities like Andrews Memorial and others in Kingston and other areas. And this is the famous Spanish Town Bridge. Jamaica is truly beautiful. With all of the challenges that we face, Jamaica is beautiful. I am on the road to Kingston from Spanish Town, and as soon as this van moves, you will see that on the hill ahead of us, far in the distance, are some beautiful hills, and on those hills are beautiful palatial residences. I can just imagine what the view must be from those locations into the town of Spanish Town and across the hills into Kingston. This is another very busy commercial area in Spanish Town. As we head into Kingston, this is Greendale. Some of our very large manufacturing firms have their facilities in these areas. This is Phil's Hardware, very large establishment for hardware supplies. In Spanish Town, Jamaica, they also do lumber, electrical supplies, Phil's Hardware. And if you're ever on the road coming in from Kingston, this gas station is always a lifesaver. They open quite late in the evenings, and you can always top up your gas as you head from Kingston onto the north coast. Some persons are familiar with Progressive Foods in Ocho Rios. That's Progressive Grocers in Spanish Town, Jamaica. Carreras also has a plant. I think their head office is out here on this stretch in Spanish Town. The Police Training Center, the Twickenham Park Police Training College, is to my left. That is it right here. This is where our police officers of different ranks all the way up to assistant commissioners are trained. Of course, many of them also attend colleges and universities across Jamaica, including the University of the West Indies and universities overseas. We have police officers all across the ranks with degrees even from Ivy League universities, locally and internationally. The Spanish Town Tax Office and the headquarters for the Registrar General's Department is to my left. So we are now heading into Kingston, Jamaica. Kingston, capital Kingston. Remember to let me know the sites, attractions, and locations in Jamaica that you would like for me to share with you. It's an expensive proposition, but you are worth it. I appreciate your subscription. Thank you so very much. Remember to share the videos. Remember to like. Remember to subscribe. And remember to set your notification bell so that you will be informed every time I upload a video, even if it is a 1 minute short. So we have a place called Windsor Heights in St. Anne's Bay. We have another place called Compound. This is Spanish Town, and we just passed a location called Windsor Heights and Compound as well. So we have different places in Jamaica carrying the same name for the communities and the villages. This means if someone invites you to a particular village or community in Jamaica, it's important to ask them in which parish is it located? If you are able to see that yellow bus ahead of me, that is our local transportation company, the JUTC, Jamaica Urban Transit Company. It is subsidized by the government of Jamaica, and I believe the fare now for one stage to move from one location to another within about a 5-mile radius is $150. That would be equivalent to $1 can take you on a one-stage journey on the JUTC bus. That means traveling from Spanish Town into Kingston, your fare on the subsidized government JUTC bus would be about 150 Jamaican dollars or $1. And for persons who are adventurous, by all means, you would want to have that experience at least once on your visit to Jamaica. And if you are living in Jamaica, I also recommend that you travel by the JUTC bus at least once in your lifetime. The schedule is not perfect, but it's not bad. Some of the buses are even air conditioned. For persons who want to use public transportation to explore Jamaica, the JUTC buses are the ones that you would take. There is a video on this channel that explains how you can get your JUTC card and travel by bus without having to use cash. Go to videos on the channel, look for a 15.55 minutes video with a big yellow bus that explains in detail how to get the JUTC smart card. The process is pretty simple to get your JUTC card. It is done at the Halfway Tree Transport Center, and it will take you less than half an hour to be processed. If you'd like me to take you on a tour across the corporate area via JUTC as well, let me know. Once I have the time, I'll try to make it happen, even if I have to do it on a weekend when I'm not busy. We are now in the general Caymanas area, heading into Kingston, Jamaica. this is the industrial belt. That's Nestle's manufacturing plant to my left. JPSCO plant. Now you'll branch off to downtown Kingston to the right, or if you're going into the uptown area, Halfway Tree, Waterloo Road, University of the West Indies, University of Technology, then you would continue on the left, which we have done based on where we're going today. Of course, if you made a wrong turn, meaning that you turned left when you should have turned right to go downtown, then you could have made a U-turn and you would have been able to go back to the area, the 3 miles and the 6 miles area, to take you into downtown Kingston, Jamaica. We're now in Duhaney Park, Kingston, Jamaica. Because of limited land space, you will realize that a number of the housing schemes, the developments in the area, the residential facilities are 2 stories and more to facilitate accommodating more families that really need to find places to reside in the corporate area. You may have heard of tasty patties in Jamaica. This is one of those tasty locations. So if you're ever heading into Kingston or out of Kingston and you want to sample tasty patties, you can stop here in the Johini Park area. And this exact location is in Patrick Gardens. It is said that small business is really the engine of growth for any economy, and Jamaica really has to be grateful for small business entities, because as I take you along this journey, you'll realize that there are many plazas with small businesses that are employing Jamaicans and providing income for the owners of these businesses. If you ever have an opportunity to spend your money, make sure that you support small businesses. They are really the engine of growth for the economy. We're thankful for the mega businesses, but the small businesses are very, very important to the survival of our economy. Our hairdressers, our barbers, our boutique store owners, haberdashery owners, little electrical supplies shop, little grocery shop, even the grocery shops on the corners in the communities, support them. The taxi drivers, support them. Please remember to hit the like button. Please remember to subscribe. Please remember to share the video if you can. And thank you so much for joining. By liking, sharing, and subscribing, you're encouraging me to put more data, to purchase more gas, and to make the time to take you on these journeys with me. I know that this video is chock full of historical and cultural facts about Jamaica, but as we get close to the wrap-up, we're in the last 20 minutes of this video, I want to just share some additional information with you about the history of Jamaica. For a long time, the view was held that Christopher Columbus was the first European to arrive in what is now known as the West Indies. However, archaeological evidence suggests that our history predates Columbus. Before Columbus came into the Caribbean, the Taínos were present and occupied 200 sites around the island. Archaeological activities have proven that Taínos arrived 500 years before Columbus. The Taínos came to Jamaica about 1000 AD. They settled mainly near the coast and avoided forests. Columbus arrived in Jamaica on his second voyage to the West Indies in 1494. He met indigenous people, the Taínos, earlier called the Arawaks. When we were going to primary school, we were told that the name of those persons were Arawaks. The Taínos were enslaved to provide labor for the Spaniards. They came and found them, but they enslaved them to provide forced labor. Other things of note is that the Spanish introduced certain European diseases to the island. Spanish occupation and settlement occurred around about 1509. The first Spanish settlement established by Juan de Esquivel, the first governor of Jamaica, was at Sevilla Nueva, or New Seville, near St. Anne's Bay. The first church built at Seville settlement was abandoned due to unhealthy conditions of the site. The church was moved to San Diego de la Vega, Spanish Town, and I showed you that church earlier. In 1533, the slave trade began. The Taínos were replaced by African slaves, and you can read up about the Middle Passage experience. In 1655, the island of Jamaica was invaded by soldiers led by Admiral Penn and General Venables. The Spanish surrendered, and Jamaica became a British colony. In 1657, the Spanish had their last stand under Don Cristobal Arnaldo de Ysacy, the last governor of Jamaica, at Rio Nuevo, St. Mary, now known as the battle site. That was the biggest battle ever fought in Jamaica. That battle was fought between the Spanish and the British. So we are on the boulevard heading towards Kingston Spring Road. In 1658, Buccaneers came to Jamaica and had their headquarters at Port Royal. There's a rich history behind Port Royal with piracy. In fact, Port Royal was known as the wickedest city. In 1692, Port Royal was destroyed by an earthquake. 1600s to 1700s was known as the plantation era. This was a period of chattel slavery where slave owners felt that they owned the slaves. Slavery flourished during that period. Jamaica was the largest importer of slave labor at the time. It was also a transshipment port. Sugar was king, and the plantocracy, the owners of the estates, the rich planters, saw themselves as king. Life on the plantation was horrible, painful. There was so much drudgery that the slaves eventually revolted. Then came the abolitionists. They played an important role in ending slavery. The Baptists, the Quakers, and others. In November 1833, The Abolition Act was passed in the British Parliament. Slave owners were compensated £200 million. In 1834, then they had emancipation. But yet, they were not so free. They still wanted to have access to this labor force, and so they introduced an apprenticeship system for 6 years. On August 1, 1838, this system was aborted and they finally had full freedom. We're now on Constant Spring Road in Kingston, Jamaica. At this point, free villages were established primarily by Baptist missionaries. The first free village was Sligoville. It was named after Marquis de Sligo, or Marquis of Sligo, governor of Jamaica, established by Reverend James Philippo. Then came the second free village, which was Churchtown in St. Anne. We have now turned on to West King's House Road. And if you know of Fontana Pharmacies, quite a popular establishment in Jamaica, one of their newest location is to my left. If you watch the Mitchells with Tammy and Wayne Marshall, you may see them shopping at this location, Fontana Pharmacy on West King's House Road. Starbucks is also located here. That's Fontana Pharmacy at West King's House Road in Kingston, Jamaica. The Canadian Embassy is to my right. And that intersection where you see vehicles going up and down, that is Waterloo Road. That's the Canadian Embassy to my right. We are heading on to Old Hope Road, heading towards the University of the West Indies Mona campus. If I have an opportunity, I will also give you a quick spin on the campus so you can see what that looks like. There are quite a number of apartment complexes in gated communities along this stretch, and at the end of the road we have the famous Devon House. This property was owned by the first black Jamaican millionaire, George Stibble. He was born in 1821 and died in 1896. That is one of the complexes, that is the Embassy Apartments. monthly rental for these apartments, 1 or 2 bedroom, will cost upward of $200,000 per month. Anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500 US dollars per month or higher, depending on the size of the apartment. There are apartment buildings in Kingston where you may have to pay as much as 3,000 or 4,000 US dollars per month for a 1 or 2 bedroom facility, depending on the location. This is another complex apartment split. Another one, Unreef News. Another one, Kingsway Manor. And of course, our garbage collectors, so very, very important to public health, are ensuring that the city is kept clean. We're coming up to another apartment complex, Kings Creek. We have St. James Court to my right. Inglaterra to my left, and some of these apartment complexes also have Airbnb facilities. So if you are traveling to Jamaica and you are looking for somewhere to stay that is close to the embassies, close to the hospitals, close to the universities, you can check online to see if there are Airbnb facilities in these complexes that I'm showing you this morning. And of course, if you stay in this area, make sure to visit Devon House. You must sample the Devon House ice cream, Devon House patties. They have a variety of patties, excellent quality pastries. The facility, the grounds are beautiful. You will really enjoy visiting Devon House. Devon House to my right. You absolutely must visit. Please do visit the Devon House when you come to Jamaica. Acres and acres of land with beautiful facilities for dining, chilling, taking your significant other on a date, or really just enjoying an ice cream or a Devon House party and natural juice by yourself. Can you see the trees on the property at Devon House? Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now we're going onto the stoplight to go onto Old Hope Road, and immediately facing the stoplight, facing me, that's the Andrews Memorial Hospital that is operated by the Seventh-day Adventists. It's an excellent facility. I've used the facility. It is clean, well equipped, excellent service, well-trained doctors, nurses, and staff. And of course, the Andrews SDA Church is to the left of the property. It's Andrews for you right there. And no, I'm not an Adventist, but where I get good service, I definitely will highlight and promote that. We are on to Old Hope Road on the way to UTEC and UWI. University of Technology Jamaica is shortened as UTEC, and the University of West Indies Mona campus is shortened as UWI. We will pass the Office of the Prime Minister, Police Officers Club, and those facilities along this stretch. TGI Friday, the PSOJ headquarters, Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, their headquarters is also along this stretch. TGI Fridays is to my right. Let me turn the camera to make sure that you can see it. That's TGI Fridays right there. So we're heading towards Ligony, where the popular Sovereign Center is located. And in Sovereign Center, there are many different business places, Payless Shoes, a myriad of restaurants, Island Grill, Chinese restaurant, pizzas, Digicel, Flow, boutiques. There's a supermarket there. And if you're traveling without cash, there is an ATM at that location. There is also a cinema at the location. This is Ligony Avenue. And that is Sovereign Center. There's a pharmacy there as well. H&L Rapid True Value, Amar's. You can purchase lunch or dinner in the different restaurants for as little as $1,000 upward. Island Grill is one of the most popular facilities in the plaza. The Sagicor ATM is right across from the Sovereign supermarket. Immediately to my left, you may be able to see that building with the beige walls and the rust brown roof. The ATM is just to the left of the building. The cinema in Sovereign Center is called the Palace Cineplex. The same company owns the cinema in Ocho Rios. Thank you so very much for joining. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.